What is Cafe Mocha? Experts, celebrities.
Hey, this is John Legend.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
I am Ian Levinson.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Tamar Braxton.
Music and features from a woman's perspective. Intriguing conversation. The Swagga War. Espresso. The MC Light Mix. Radio from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha. I'm Angelique.
I'm MC Light. I'm Lonnie Love, and this week we continue our discussion with Cedric the Entertainer about growing up in and around Ferguson.
But we're going to lighten it up a bit. Jennifer Hudson is joining us to talk about motherhood, weight loss, and life.
Up next, it's Cedric. It's Cafe Mocha. The discussion continues about Ferguson and what we can do to uplift our young men. Cedric the Entertainer grew up right outside of Ferguson. He was on last weekend, and we're continuing the discussion. Cedric, the mayor of Ferguson was just quoted as saying there is no racial divide in Ferguson. Is that true?
Oh, that's completely not true. I mean, Ferguson was, from when I was a kid, it was a distinct separation. You knew exactly when you were in Ferguson. You understood that this was a predominantly a white municipality at the time. In the past years, St. Louis, North County, which is where this little municipality exists, has just become more and more predominantly black. But at the time, Ferguson was more of a white city, and therefore, as a young man being 16, learning how to drive, and you have to go through there. This is one of the places to get your act together. To be straight up. Not to provoke. Not to speed. Everything, because you don't want to mess with Ferguson police. They were known. So this goes way back to the 80s. And, again, in the recent years, probably the last 12 to 15 years, just overall, North County has just become more and more of a African-American demographic, which is what you see that is 75% African American, but the police force is 80% white.
Right.
It is the kind of thing where we do need people who are in law enforcement to recognize the people that live there and have the ability to empathize with them and talk to them in a way that hopefully can get people to abide by the law. But it's been such a contentious energy for so many years that this was, one of the reasons the Mike Brown thing flashed up. Officers come through and they speak to you like they're your father, and you're a grown person now. This kid was 18. However, you can, there are situations where, it's where you see the police talk and deal with adults like, you better do this, because I'm the police. And, again, there's something about being an American, about being a citizen, about being a grown person that, that instantly starts a divide. And if that person is white, then that creates that even more tension, that this person is talking to you in some kind of, old school, I'm the master, you're the servant, kind of personality. And those things, they stem up from, many years of this country, the racial divide that exists.
We're talking to Cedric right here on Cafe Mocha. We'll be back with more.
I guess it's true. We're talking to Cedric the Entertainer. Just like with the Trayvon Martin case, opinions are divided right down race lines, with many whites supporting cops and many blacks supporting Michael Brown. Can we really expect white suburbanites to get it? I mean, where they live, cops only show up when you've done something wrong. Can we expect them to get it?
I mean, unfortunately, it is not. People would love to say, I can empathize, I understand, I've been there. But the experience is one that is systemic. It goes so deep that, you can't expect people to completely understand that unless it truly happened to them. And it would be the kind of thing that would be like if you lived in your predominantly white neighborhood and all of a sudden you were being policed by all black people. Like, then you would understand, no matter what you feel like, oh, this is even and it's the rules, you couldn't even imagine it. Just imagine a moment to just think that every police officer in your white neighborhood was black. And they had a black point of view, and they believe in black things. And even though they're all law officers and we're supposed to be all citizens, all of them, everybody black, and they all got power. You would feel threatened, and that is the same. As much as we all want to understand that, no, Darren was a good person to his friends and the people that know and love him. He's a good guy, and and I'm not saying that he wasn't, but in this job, when he's at this job and he has to do what he has to do, he comes off as a jerk to the people that live there. If he gets out the car and starts to, whatever he's done the weeks before, or even to that kid could be, he could rise up at that moment. These are the kind of things that you need people to be able to understand, be able to speak the short language, to be able to understand exactly when something is getting ready to get out of control, and then have a better discernment on how to handle these circumstances.
Cedric, thank you so much for joining us and for standing up for the rights of young black men and for our community. And of course, you've been doing that for years through the Cedric the Entertainer Charitable Foundation that has outreach programs, as well as providing scholarships through the United Negro College Fund. It's Cafe Mocha. More on the way. It's Cafe Mocha. We like to honor our men with the Swagga Award.
Why is your butt going back and forth?
Okay, because I'm swagging.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Well, this week's Swagga War is going to go to someone who I think has really helped us, to really see a lot of things. He was on ground zero at Ferguson, and I admired everything that he was doing. Actually, it's two men. The first one is Mark Lamont Hill. He was working for CNN. He was actually out there, day and night with the protesters, trying to keep calm, but also reporting. And our boy, Don Lemon. I want to give Don Lemon, let me tell you, Don Lemon was there for 3 days in the same outfit. That's sacrificing, okay?
Yeah.
And he tried to balance, he tried to give you both sides of the story. And, the reason why I'm really making him swag Angelique and MC Light is because he was getting a lot of heat from a lot of different people, and he's still getting a lot of heat. And as a journalist and a reporter, you have to have that balance. And I think that's what he did, and he did his best. And it just kind of upsets me that some people, they get so caught up on talking about our people when we report, then they don't talk about any other reporters, but they're hardest on our people. And I think he tried to give balance, and
we're hard on everybody about everything.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's kind of like they were so hard on him, like sometimes it can affect your job.
Well, you know what? I really admire him for this Swag Award going to Don Lemon as well as to the other gentlemen, is the I don't want to say altercation, but it almost came to that with he and Talib Kweli.
Yes.
Right. And he was so patient with him, and they really dealt with that like two grown men who had two different opinions.
Right. And
but
he
they
got
were
shoved by a police officer. Don Lemon was going through a lot.
I saw that. Yeah.
So this week's Swag Award will go to Don Lemon for his reporting on Ferguson. Keep it up, Don.
There you go.
We need somebody out there to represent us. I think he did it well. This is Cafe Mocha.
It's Labor Day weekend coming up this hour. We've got Jennifer Hudson. It's Cafe Mocha. It's Cafe Mocha. I'm MC Light.
I'm Lonnie Love.
I'm Angelique. On the line as promised.
Yes.
Miss Jennifer Hudson.
Oh my goodness.
Hey. I love that performance at BET.
Girl,
how'd you feel?
That outfit, that hair, the lips, everything. They was roller skating. I was so excited.
Can I tell you, you owned the stage.
Yes.
I don't see how you do it in those heels.
I
You
know.
were just
Honey.
like, you said, honey, walking through the audience.
Done a downcline and walk up all them steps and then sing sing that song. I was like, look, y'all playing with me, okay? But we gonna get through this. So I'm glad you liked it. Thank you.
Absolutely. It was excellent.
You know what's so
good
funny
to see
is
a real singer.
I tell the ladies that I hear people in my ear when I'm doing the voiceover for the show, and I could hear them saying during rehearsal, this is where she's going to belt it out. You know, because you were saving it for the show. But they were so confident that you were just, you know, they said, well, when she does it real, she's going to belt it out right there. It was excellent.
Thank you. See, I'm not like in the rehearsals because like they have a little crowd in there while you're rehearsing, and it's like, y'all, I sing live, so I gotta save it here and there. So yeah, you know, I save it for the moment.
We're talking to Jennifer Hudson. It's Cafe Mocha. The new album is called I Am J Hud, and I just want to ask you. The blogs, the tabloids and stuff call you J Hud. What made you adopt it and just say, okay, I am J Hud?
You know what? Because I am. And I notice, like, I pay attention to everybody a lot. And I notice when I go out, like, some people, like, refer to me as Jennifer Hudson, the actress, and then the singer. And I'll be sitting there like, wait a minute, how could they determine when to call me actress first and then singer? So now I notice the older crowd calls me, oh, that's Jennifer Hudson. And all the kids are like, oh, that's J Hud. So I'm like, okay, you know, so I don't know. And now everyone is starting to gravitate to calling me J Hud. So, and that's what this album reflects. Like the girl, the person, you know what I mean? So, and that's what I want to happen on this album, for people to get a sense of the person and how I am and who I am, you know?
All right. I hear that. It's Cafe Mocha. We're on the line with J Hud, a.k.a. Jennifer Hudson. And, of course, I wanted to ask about the record. How did you prepare prior to going in to record?
Well, I feel like the preparation I don't think it was even that. It just happened. And I think, like, in leading up to it, I knew this time around I didn't want to work with anybody that didn't have a sense of who I am.
Okay.
And I'm like, no, because anybody else, any album prior to this has been people just sending in records for Jennifer Hudson. Well, Jennifer Hudson is, yes, it's part of who I am and who I am, but you're going after the figure, you know what I mean? And not going who the person is. So I was like, nope, I don't want nobody writing with me or working with me that don't have a sense of who I am or haven't sat with me to get a sense of who I am. So that was like the first step in creating like the structure or the approach on this project. And so that's how it like kind of manifested and happened.
We're on the line with Jennifer Hudson. We'll be back with more.
It's Cafe Mocha. We are on the line with Jennifer Hudson. The new album is called I Am J Hud. The single is called Walk It Out. I'm listening. It's dance. It's dance music.
It's old school back.
Exactly.
We're in need of that.
And I love it. Does this have anything to do with Pharrell, or is this your vision? Because I know Pharrell's involved with the album too. One of the producers on it.
Oh, yes. Pharrell produced the first single, which was I Can't Describe.
I like that one, too.
Walk It Out. Timbaland actually produced that track.
Okay.
And then another song was called It's Your World. R. Kelly did that one. So I've been able to work with some of my favorites on this album, and it's feeling really, really good. It's not about like singing all right notes, although I'm gonna sing them right. It's more about the feeling and the energy. Like I call it Jenniferizing everybody. Like when you get a sense, you know, I want you to feel good.
You've been Jenniferized.
Did you ever?
Exactly. You've been Jenniferized.
Did you ever think with all of this would really happen? I mean, did you really think this? I mean, you singing for presidents. You singing, you know, everywhere. Did you really think this would really happen this way?
You know what? I had dreams, and I always wanted to be famous and be a singer, but I didn't dream this big, like with the acting and then writing the book and everything else you just said. It's like, wait a minute, okay, God, well, you didn't tell me all of this now, but I don't want to preach, but, you know, I accept it and I receive it, but it's a blessing, like, to be able to, you know, do what I love.
Amen
it really
to that.
is.
And you have a book.
Yes, it's called I Got This, actually.
Okay, because we didn't know that. See, I'm getting all the information. See, that's why I got to talk to you.
I think there actually should be a second book where she takes all of these quotes that Jenniferize people. Because I got this. Walk it out. I got like everything is so hip and cool. J Hud. I love it.
Well, we're going to put all your projects, everything that you're working on CafeMochaRadio.com so we can continue to support you. And thank you so much for representing, you know, the positiveness of Black women. We are very proud of you. So you keep doing your thing, Jennifer.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Thank you.
You got it. God bless.
White flag
Here's a Cafe Mocha Espresso. I'm Angelique. This week, Michael Brown was laid to rest. Guests range from Al Sharpton to Spike Lee. Spike recently spoke to Anderson Cooper about the turmoil.
This is about Trayvon Martin. This is about Jordan Davis, Eric Gardner, Michael Brown, Uzziel Brown, who was shot in L.A. a couple days ago. I just think there's a war on the black male, and it's tearing the country apart.
K. Michelle says love and hip-hop is no place for her son.
Well, I've been very careful with my son. I didn't think Love and Hip Hop was the platform to put children on. So I decided, I got a lot of backlash from people. Why we can't see your baby? Where your baby? Because it's none of your business.
And did you check out Wesley Snipes' first movie since his release from prison? He says he's fans of everyone in Expendables 3.
I look to my right, and here's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I look over my shoulder, Antonio Banderas. I'm looking down over here, I see Sylvester Stallone and Jason, and my man from Twilight is here. I'm like, wow, I could spend at least 2 weeks and never leave the house and watch all of their movies.
That's your espresso. I'm Angelique.
This is Cafe Mocha. Cafe Mocha.
Wrapping up the show with the Light Mix, MC Light. Thanks to everyone who got involved with this discussion. And it doesn't end here. It doesn't end in a month. It doesn't end in 2 months. It doesn't end when the next incident like this happens. We have to continue to apply pressure to the government, to the police force, until they crack and stop doing this. Because, like I said, every single time it's the same. It's violence, it's violence, it's violence. It builds up, we blow up, we have these protests, and then 2 months later, it's all forgotten. So let's just keep applying the pressure until we get what we want.
And this was way back.
Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Westwood One. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. Writer and producer Angelique Perrin. For comments, booking, and more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.